Hello, and welcome to the final session of the 2021 Notre Dame Student Peace Conference. In these last minutes we share together, I'd like to share a few reflections and many thanks. In doing so, I hope to speak faithfully to the sentiments of the whole steering committee, as well as on behalf of the University of Notre Dame and all those, present and not, who have worked without end to bring this conference to fruition. The other day, I was listening to a podcast on the roots of jazz in America. How it went from humble hummings in its cradle of New Orleans on a slow stroll up the mighty Mississippi, reverberating east and west whenever it fell upon open ears. On its perpetual path, it shifted, changed, morphed itself into what it needed to be when it needed to be it. In Kentucky, it blended with bluegrass. In Chicago, city life charged it with its melodies and movements. And over in Memphis, it moved mountains. Wherever it went, it touched hearts and awakened minds, mending more than merely mundane differences. It moved people deeply and deepened their understandings of one another. If you will permit me, I'd like to compare our time together to this migratory music. My committee members and I began our conference with the recognition that our world today is plagued by an overwhelming number of issues: climate change, racial injustice, civil unrest, gender-based violence, health crises, and many more. We began our journey humbled by the long river ahead of us, paddling against the current of the mighty Mississippi. We had a destination in mind, that is to go beyond the surface in order to move the needle on global peace. These were our humble hummings. Yet I have no shame in saying that finding our bearings, orienting our compass that is, so as to find open ears for these hummings, was beyond the capacities of any one of us or the whole of us, which is where you all as presenters joined the journey. We called upon you, and you responded resoundingly. We received over 50 proposals from around the world, South Sudan to South Bend. We are more than grateful for each of these, and we wish we could have brought everyone with us. And for those of you who we were able to bring with us, you've been the foundation of this conference. Because of you, our melody reached and fell upon the ears more than 250 guests from near and far. Because of you, we have shifted sentiments and changed conceptions. Because of you, we have moved mountains. And together, planners, guests, and presenters, I firmly believe we have gone beyond the surface. We've moved the needle on global peace towards true north, the path we must pursue going forward. For some, these remarks may seem naive or even conceited. To some, the very work of peace building may seem both naive and conceited. How could any one person or group claim to be on the path to peace or claim to have achieved some form of peace? To that I say this: peace is a path, a long winding river, and we are still, and may always be, paddling against the flow of the mighty Mississippi, of conflict and political currents. However, this comes from conviction, not conceit. The conviction that the world we are in is one we can make more just for all. Speaking now for myself, I'd like to thank our sponsor, the Kroc Institute, for backing us all the way in this endeavor, our steering committee advisor, Anna Van Overberg, for being our rock, and my steering committee teammates, Connell, Grace, and Pradata, for being better than I could have ever imagined going into this. I hope that the time spent planning the conference and the 3 days executing it have been as fulfilling for you as they have been for me. Moreover, thank you to our two keynote speakers, Bridget Moy and John Paul Letterock, for your valuable time and invaluable contributions to the conference. Thank you all for attending and contributing to our goal, and we hope you stay in touch with any and all questions, concerns, or updates on your paths to peace. You can do so either by email or social media. All our contact info is listed on this platform under the section titled Follow Us, or you can visit our website. And lastly, a few logistical notes before we leave you all. First and foremost, you all will have access to the content and the platform of the conference through the end of the year. Simply log on as if you were attending the conference. You will be able to see the available details. For example, recordings of the sessions and presenter slides will be available with the consent and permission of our presenters. It goes without saying that if a presenter does not want their slides shared or their presentation recorded, they will not be available. Next, if you've been playing along with our conference game, we'll be sending the final passcodes tonight. You have until the end of the day tomorrow, Eastern Daylight Time, to enter them. Then we will tally and figure out our winners. Winners will be announced by email, as well as on our website, and we will be in touch with them to coordinate the delivery of their reward. Finally, although our conference is taking place virtually this year, it must be acknowledged that the campus where we typically host you all, and that we as Notre Dame students and staff call home, is on the traditional homelands of Native peoples, including the Haudenosaunee, Miami, Peoria, and particularly the Pokagoneg Bodewanmeek, or the Pokagon Potawatomi, who've been using this land for education for hundreds of years and continue to do so. With this, we now conclude the 2021 Notre Dame Student Peace Conference. If you enjoyed it and want to present or attend next year, watch out in the fall for our next call for papers. We're hoping to transition back to a at least partially in-person conference for the next iteration. We hope to see you all again in 2022, and we wish you good health and good luck.